The small, decrepit town of Dunhaven was no stranger to darkness, but nothing could have prepared its residents for the horrifying events that would unfold within the walls of St. Agnes Church. It was a cold, moonless night when the nightmare began, and the chilling wind seemed to carry whispers of doom as it swept through the desolate streets. Inside the church, the flickering candlelight cast eerie shadows on the crumbling walls. A sense of foreboding filled the air as a small group of townsfolk gathered for a late-night prayer meeting. Among them was Sarah, a timid woman known for her unwavering faith. As the preacher, Father Isaac, began his sermon, his words took a sinister turn, leaving the congregation stunned. He spoke of a hidden gospel, one that held the key to eternal salvation but was forbidden by the Vatican. Sarah's curiosity got the best of her, and she ventured into the rectory where dusty bookshelves lined the walls. There, she discovered a sinister tome bound in human skin, adorned with cryptic symbols. As she leafed through its pages, a chilling realization washed over her. The forbidden gospel contained passages that spoke of unspeakable horrors and a dark ritual to summon a malevolent deity. That night, Sarah's sleep was disturbed by nightmarish visions. She saw grotesque creatures lurking in the shadows, their eyes filled with malevolence. The sinister gospel had infected her mind, and she couldn't escape the nightmares that tormented her. As days turned into weeks, Father Isaac's sermons grew more unhinged, and the once pious congregation started to change. Their faces twisted into sinister grins, and their eyes gleamed with an unsettling fervor. They spoke of a new deity, one that demanded blood sacrifices to grant eternal life. Sarah's desperation drove her to investigate further. She descended into the forgotten cellar beneath the church, where she stumbled upon a gruesome sight. The walls were adorned with the remains of past sacrifices, and a grotesque altar stood at the center, covered in dried blood. She realized that Father Isaac and the congregation had been conducting these vile rituals for years, offering the townsfolk as sacrifices to the malevolent deity in exchange for immortality. Terrified, Sarah knew she had to stop the madness before it consumed everyone. With the storm raging outside, Sarah climbed the treacherous bell tower, clutching a torch in one hand and a wooden stake in the other. She knew that she had to confront Father Isaac and put an end to the nightmarish cult. As she reached the summit, she found Father Isaac standing before the enormous bronze bell, his eyes filled with an unholy fervor. He spoke in tongues, invoking the dark deity to grant him power beyond imagination. With a trembling hand, Sarah approached him, ready to strike him down. But just as she raised the wooden stake, a bolt of lightning struck the bell tower, illuminating the scene in a blinding flash. In that moment, she saw the true horror in Father Isaac's eyes. They were no longer human. His body contorted and twisted, morphing into a grotesque abomination as he let out an unearthly scream. In a desperate act of survival, Sarah drove the stake through Father Isaac's heart, ending his reign of terror. But the malevolent deity's presence lingered, and the storm outside intensified, as if nature itself mourned the loss of its servant. With the deed complete, Sarah gazed upon the blood-soaked stake clutched in her quivering hand. She felt the blood burning through her skin, refusing to be cleansed by her frantic efforts with her clothes. The unmistakable mark of the dark deity's curse formed shape on her hand. There was no hope of escaping the looming abyss now. As the storm outside raged on, a sinister transformation began to consume her. Her very essence warped, mirroring the once devout Father Isaac. Sarah found herself uttering incantations in unworldly languages that defied human comprehension. Her descent into madness was complete. Sarah, now the deity's unwitting vessel, returned to the forsaken cult, her presence casting an ominous shadow over Dunhaven. The town's innocence had been irrevocably shattered, and those who could fled in terror, leaving behind only the echoes of their abandoned lives. In our present day, Dunhaven stands as nothing more than a ghostly relic of its former self. Neither Father Isaac's nor Sarah's mortal remains were ever discovered. Their graves remained unknown, leading to unsettling speculation that their tormented souls still linger. Restlessly, they roam, forever seeking new, unsuspecting sheep to guide under the malevolent deity's unholy influence.